The Subway Postgame Show is sponsored by Subway Restaurants. Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong.
And hello, everyone. I'm James Brown alongside my NFL Today crewmates. That would be Dan Marino, Bill Cowher, Shannon Sharp, and Boomer Esiason as we welcome you to the Subway Postgame Show. The guys will talk about performances from the early games that impressed them the most.
I think first has to be congratulations to Joe Flacco and Matt Ryan for getting their first victories ever as NFL quarterbacks, the rookies. Bad news is it's not going to get any easier, I can promise you. And also, how about Michael Turner, the great free agent pickup for the Atlanta Falcons, 220 yards on 22 carries and 2 touchdowns, as Mike Smith, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, gets a huge win at home.
I think I was most impressed by Drew Brees because, as you mentioned, Boom, earlier, they started out last season 0-4. Even though they won 8 of their last 12, they were never able to make up that ground that they had given up early in the season. He came out, was very efficient with the football today, 22 of 33, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. And when you do what he did with the football, dump it off to Reggie Bush, let guys make plays. Devery Henderson had a touchdown. They're going to be awful difficult to beat. If they can stop people on defense, their offense is as good as anybody in the leagues.
I have to say the Pittsburgh Steelers, when you look at the recipe they used today, and it goes back to a lot of winning for Ben Roethlisberger, 14 pass attempts, 180 yards rushing. I think when you have that kind of ratio, it bodes well for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their defense was in rare form today. They had 5 sacks, held them to 70 yards rushing. This is a football team. I know the Houston the Texans are a team that a lot of people talked about being an up-and-coming team. They got to go to Cleveland next week, but this was a very, very impressive start to this season. The team is kind of coming under the radar.
You love it when Big Ben only throws it like 20 times or less.
I'm telling you, that's a good recipe.
Pound that ball.
It's a proven one.
I'm looking at Philadelphia and Donovan McNabb, how impressive he was today, coming off that injury. It's been 18 months now. Last year, he ended the year where they were 3-0, and he played pretty well. He made a statement today. He threw for 361 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just a great job by him and the Philadelphia Eagles. And also, there's a young rookie to talk about new weapons for him. Deshaun Jackson had over 106 yards receiving on 6 catches and also 100 return yards. Very explosive guy, a guy that's going to be great for Donovan McNabb.
Quick notes. Buffalo Bills, awfully impressive today as well, too.
And Coach mentioned this. Coach said that now that Tom Brady is injured and we don't know if and when he's coming back, they might be the most impressive team in the AFC East right now.
Now, can't leave without asking now, Dan Marino would have thrown 14 passes in the first quarter. Why does that recipe work so well for Pittsburgh, fewer passes?
Well, when you have Willie Parker, when you have Willie Parker handing it off, I tell you what, that's not a bad option.
They can run the ball. That's why.
Just wanted to make sure we underscored. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us on the Subway Postgame Show.